Hello, this is Dr. Danielle again. We started to do the tapping techniques. Remember the first few micro trainings that you watched about energy? Tapping techniques is all about changing energy. Last time we talked about anger and dissipated some anger in your energy system, which is much healthier for you, not to keep the anger. And I promise that today we're going to talk about some fears and phobias. Not every fear and phobia that you have, but those that you don't want to continue with. For example, I don't see the point of doing bungee jumping. I'm not going to tap away my fear or my unwillingness to do bungee jumping. However, I used to have a fear of spider. It was terrible. I used to run away when I saw a little spider. Tapping took that away. I used to be afraid of heights. No more. I didn't like to go in an airplane. I didn't trust the pilot. That's not very convenient when you have to travel. Therefore, I tapped that away. Some people are afraid of water, of swimming, whatever bothers you in your life. You don't need to tap everything away, just what prevents you from moving forward. I'll give you an example I had a couple of months ago. I went to Paris and I had already done some tapping on my fear of heights. And I knew that I could go to a certain height and I was going to be okay. It's a beautiful day in Paris and I was in front of the Eiffel Tower. I decided I wanted to walk up the Eiffel Tower and I thought that should be okay up to a certain point. And I went up to the first floor and no problem at all. Then started the stairs going up to the second floor and I was okay about up to the middle. And then all of a sudden I started to feel nauseous, my head was spinning, I was looking at all the metal around me, how high I was, and say, oh no, this is such a beautiful day, I really want to go way up to the top, but I don't want to go being afraid of it, I want to enjoy it. So what did I do? I started to do the tapping as I was climbing. And I didn't go like that, I used the banister. And just was tapping on the banister, even though I'm so afraid of going up, even though I'm afraid of all that metal, even though I'm afraid of the height, even though I feel stupid being so afraid, even though it's such a beautiful day and I'm so stressed out. And it worked. I arrived on the second floor and I had absolutely no fear. I went up to the edge, I even put my camera over the edge, no problem whatsoever. Still was wondering about taking that elevator. I had done that when I was about 18 years old. And I remember the fear I had in that elevator going up way on the top of the Eiffel Tower. So I did some tapping and I was surprised that I had no fear. And up there, way up there on the Eiffel Tower, there was no fear at all. I could not even call up on that fear. It wasn't there. So I know the tapping technique can sometimes work wonders right away. It's called a 1 minute wonder. It's not always the case. Sometimes we have to persist. For instance, think about you want to build muscles. You do exercise one day, you cannot go in front of the mirror and see if you have a six-pack, but by persistence, eventually your muscles will build up. That's the same thing with tapping. Sometimes it's wonderful, we have a 1 minute wonder or 1 minute miracle. Sometimes persistence is what is needed. So let's refresh our memories. First, find an issue. And this time we're going to talk about a fear or a phobia. Are you, for instance, afraid of mice, of spider, of height? Let's choose something like that. Second, let's talk about what is called the SUDS level, subconscious unit of discomfort, SUDS level. How high is your SUDS level? Is it a 1, 2, you don't really feel afraid of it? Or is it higher? How high is it? And number 3, let's start the tapping. So you can either rub this spot, it's called the sore spot, or tap on the karate chop. Even though I'm afraid of dog, or mice, or snake, or height, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm afraid of mice, or rats, or dogs, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm afraid of going to an airplane, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Then do the tapping sequence. afraid of going in an airplane. I'm going to be closed in. Maybe I'm going to fall. Maybe I'm going to die. I'm afraid of rats. I'm afraid of that dog. Afraid of this. I'm so afraid of this. Then check your SUDS level. What is it on a level of 0 to 10? If it's not at a 0 or 1, let's do another round of tapping. Even though I'm still afraid of heights, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm still afraid going in an airplane, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm still afraid of a snake, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Let's do the tapping. Remaining fear. That remaining fear. I'll never be able to fly. I'll always be afraid of height. I don't like these spiders. I don't like the snake. I'm so afraid. What if I was not so afraid? Now what are your SUDS level? On a level of 0 to 10. Is it going down? Hopefully it is. Keep tapping, and I'll see you next time. Ah, on c'est encore bien, c'est juste sur la scène. Ouais, ça va être super beau.
On va vers la terre. On va vers la terre.
To the cars, building, hey lights and